gosh. Oh, there's hope, people. There's hope for this woman. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome home. I have so much to go over with you guys. It's insane. The response I've been getting on my Instagram, oh gosh. This is the video I've been promising you guys for a little bit of time now. I remember when I first put out there the Q&A idea on IG, I had you guys send me so many messages. I basically told you I was going to answer a lot of your questions that you guys had for me on camera, and they are just so many, and I'm so excited. And I really wanted to shout you guys out, so if I butcher your name, please give me grace. This is the first time I've done anything to where I haven't read through any of these questions. I honest to God, like, have not read through any of these questions, so I could pick random, like, with my finger. Okay, Daniela_JPEG, I think that's how we say it. It says, hi, you probably won't answer this. And it's a little personal. Aw, don't ever be afraid. It's okay. I will answer as many as I can, you guys. Like, don't ever be afraid to ask me anything. I'm no one to be afraid of. She said, but I was wondering if you have a lot of loose skin. I'm about your size when you started, and I want to get the VSG. Now, for those of you who don't know, I started at 320 pounds at my highest weight, and I had surgery at 315. And you look so amazing, so I was just wondering. Oh, thank you, Daniela. All right, so to answer that question, I get that question more than anything, honestly, is about any excess skin. So for those of you who are like actually interested, where and how much. So my biggest area of loose skin is actually on my inner thighs. It's quite a lot. It really is quite a lot. Now, one of the reasons that it doesn't show maybe that much is because it's the inner thigh and it's a little bit lower on the inner thigh. I don't know how to explain it. So it doesn't come across in photos as much as you think it might. And then my second place would be my tummy. My tummy is really soft, you guys. So it's not a place that I'm, you know, just totally unhappy with, but it's definitely there, you know, and I can like jiggle my tummy around and everything like that. So for sure, you know, I definitely have excess skin on my tummy, and then, you know, on my arms, all of this stuff right here, you guys, there's plenty to go around. There's plenty, and as far as removal goes, I really just want to let my body decide kind of for herself and see where it's going. The more I work out and the more on top of it I am, the happier I am with, you know, my skin elasticity and kind of watching it snap back. But to be honest, I haven't been as proactive about toning and actually targeting certain areas as I should be before I hack into myself. And I'm not saying that anybody that has had any type of removal, you know, earlier than me is a bad thing, but to me, before, you know, I apply another scalpel to any other part of my body, I want to make sure it's absolutely necessary. Cosmetic surgeries are very common where I'm from. I'm from Southern California, so you know, it's really not a big deal, but to me, I want to give my body the best opportunity to snap back naturally before I start hacking into it, before I've given it a good chance. So another one, so I want to say this at Steffi Fisher 19. It says, hi Cambria, I've really enjoyed watching your videos and seeing your progress. Thank you so much, Mama. My surgery is scheduled for July 31st. Okay, so this is a little further back, just a few days. And I'm currently on my liquid diet. It's so freaking hard. I'm not having a good day at all. Do you have any tips? All right, let's talk about the liquid diet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the suckiest part of the whole process, I guarantee you. Somebody says that being on a liquid diet didn't suck, and they probably didn't have a food addiction in the beginning, and I have no idea how you got the surgery, because the liquid diet is the worst. My biggest tips for liquid diets is this: go to the boxed soup section of your grocery store. I swear every grocery store has one. If not, you need to, and say you want to make them yourselves, you need to make strained soups. Please do this. Please do not be afraid of salt. Do not be afraid of seasonings and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to be able to take in enough salt to bloat, you guys. You're going to be able to take in a couple spoonfuls. So get excited about making your soups, your broths, what have you. You do not have to stick to pure chicken broth or veggie broth. You guys get creative. It's no secret about me by now that I love to use different types of seasonings. You know, the things you're going to want to watch. Obviously, you're going to want to watch your sugar content, your fat content. So if you want to make them from home, if you're feeling good enough to make your own soups using a processor and all that kind of stuff, get in there and take advantage and save some and freeze some for later on. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a thing where you go, oh, this is just a time that I'm going to do it, so I'm going to get through it. No, make it a process where, like me, I didn't do just chicken broths. I got in the kitchen. I would do, my favorite one was chicken tortilla soup, and I would strain the tortilla and the chicken out of it, so I still got all the flavors, all the, I want to say spices, but when I say spice, I don't necessarily mean spice. It was very, very mild chicken soup. It was a Mexican tortilla soup. So, you know, see what your stomach tells you. Definitely watch the spice in the very beginning for sure, because you don't want to irritate the lining even more, because you are healing. But I did butternut squash soups. I did roasted pepper tomato. Oh my gosh, I did so many. I did split pea soup. I really love that one. So change it up. You don't feel like it's gloom or doom when you are on the liquid stage. You're gonna lose a good amount of weight. You should lose a good amount during the liquid stage, and be as active as you can while you are doing your liquid. So for those who don't know, who haven't had the VSG surgery, you'll usually be on a liquid diet 3 days pre-op and about a week post-op surgery. So what that means to you is you're gonna want to stock up on those soups. Please, dear God, do it before you have your surgery so they are home and they are ready for you. And if they're the boxed ones, they're super easy to just ration out and just pour it into your little 2-ounce container. You'll get really used to those. And you're good to go. I did some before, and I also bought some after my procedure. So what I did is I would ration them in the little 2-ounce containers. Now, you can get the sleeve at Walmart of the 2-ounce disposable containers, and you can pour your soups in there and have them pre-ready to go. So when you get home from the hospital, you are relaxing and you're working on drinking your water and you're walking and you're trying to remove a lot of that gas that they fill your stomach cavity, your abdominal cavity with. You're working on getting rid of that gas pain. You're working on, feeling normal again, feeling hydrated, feeling some more energy. So the last thing you want to be doing is in the kitchen, messing around and having to go to the store because you didn't think about that. So just like you stock up on your vitamins and your proteins and everything that they scare you about before surgery, we're going to get into that. Everything that they tell you that you need, what they don't tell you is pre-make your liquid stuff, you guys. That is one of my biggest things, is please don't miss this, you guys. Make sure that you are ready for the stuff that you're gonna need immediately. You're not gonna need your proteins and all that right away. You're not gonna need all your crazy vitamins right away. What you will need are those fluids, and you're gonna wanna feel like you're actually eating a little bit of something, because on day 3, I was crying. I had to actually stop watching cable and switch completely to Netflix when I got home, because I would see like a Taco Bell commercial and I would literally cry, because I was like, what did I do to myself? I can never eat again. I'm never gonna be happy again. I'm never gonna be able to eat like that for the rest of my life. Completely not true, by the way. But I wanted to just never see any of that. So I switched over to Netflix, and I was so depressed. But having those little soups, everything pre-made, you were able to just go in and sit down and everything was pre-made for you. So, you know, definitely do yourself a favor and have that already done, because you're gonna want to focus on your recovery. That's really important. Hopefully I answered the liquid diet. That was super long-winded, but that is a question that I get asked quite frequently. But one of the things I kind of want to talk to you guys today about is kind of where my mind is at right now. A lot of you guys have seen a video that I did, not this last one, but one before that. And I will link it on the bottom so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I did a video that was specifically related to regain and to some emotional issues that I have been experiencing. And I say have been because I get weird when people act like when they were going through something bad, it was only for that season. And like the next time that you're supposed to see them, they're supposed to be over it and they're supposed to have the answers and be like, oh, well, since then I've done this, this, and this, and this. Well, it hasn't been that long since I filmed that video, and I've made great progress in areas, and some things are still exactly the same. You know what I mean? I might just be thinking about things differently, and I want to talk to you guys about two things that I've personally experienced. And there were a couple questions that I actually got on my Instagram relatively recently. I want to say within the last week or two. And one of the questions was, how have I dealt with jealousy? Now, I did a little bit of a Q&A on my Instagram, and I responded to questions on there that were direct, but I chose to refilm a video that I had actually filmed that was a Q&A a few weeks back, just because as I was reading the questions from you guys, I basically wanted to go over some of newer questions that I got and kind of answer them a little bit more in depth. And one of the questions was, how am I dealing with what I perceive to be jealousy from other people? And I've actually recently struggled with this. I had a friend, we'll call her a friend. We've known each other for roughly about 8 or 9 years now. And she, in fact, decided to have the VSG surgery after I did it. She kind of watched what happened with me. And unfortunately, I ended up finding out that, and she told me this herself as well as a group of people we were with, that she wishes that she had never had the surgery, that if it wasn't for me having the surgery and kind of going before her, she probably never would have had it, that she felt like she was happy fat. These are her words, not mine, because I totally don't agree with like calling yourself, you know what I mean? Just, she was saying that she was happier when she was heavier, and she wished that she never got it, and it's been miserable and all this kind of stuff. And it put this like this heavy on me, like I was the reason that she got it, and she was kind of putting that blame on me in front of this group of people. And it was really hard for me to sit there and go in my mind, but you've lost all this weight, you look beautiful, you're increasing the quality of your life. And then for her to just sit there and be like, yeah, well, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have gotten the surgery, which I felt was really unfair to me. But at the same time, I'm going, okay, wait a minute. Where is that coming from? And as far as jealousy goes, basically, not everybody is going to be the same when it comes to weight loss. It really is just a matter of you living your own life. You don't get to compare it to absolutely anyone, because at my weight, I should have been a melting candle. And I was so afraid of my excess skin and all that kind of stuff. But in my mind, I would have taken the excess skin any day versus what I was going through on a daily basis, with how much pain I was in, how miserable I was, and how badly I wanted to get out of that prison of my own body, just literally dying from the inside out. I was sick, I was depressed. Whether or not I was gonna die from just laying up in my bed, or I was gonna die from, you know, heart failure or liver failure from having a fatty liver, I didn't know. I just knew I wanted out. So the excess skin, I didn't care. And I've been extremely blessed to not struggle as much as I thought I would with excess skin and the aftermath. Other people, and she's one of them, basically, you know, have in their mind, and it's all up here, not had the same success. And it's like, if you don't have the same success, then it didn't work or it failed or whatever. And that's just so not true. That is such a perception issue with that person. And for a while, I kind of carried that. I carried that. I was like, was it my fault that she had surgery? And I let myself go down that road, and I let myself think that I pressured her into it. And you know what I mean? Like, I was there for her through the whole process. I literally stayed the night with her in the hospital, and I was so excited for her new life. And to this day, she's mean to me about it. And she tells other people about it. So there will be people in your life that will see your success, or will hear you talk about this specific procedure or journey, and you may not even have the sleeve surgery. You might just be on a journey to better health. Please understand that as many good people are in the world, there are that much more, if not more, bad people in the world who have so many internal issues that they cannot clap when you win, that they cannot see your individual walks of life and choose to support someone else. You know what I mean? And to me, it's so much of a pyramid mentality that I want to have with my friends and family, and even total strangers is, you know, if we've both got our eyes upward looking toward the top, you know, we're gonna meet at the top, you know, and I'm on this side of the pyramid and you're on this side of the pyramid, totally separate journeys on separate sides, but man, we're all working toward the top. And part of getting to the top is uplifting you guys. And that's kind of, I kind of want to bring this to a close. And this has been one of my shorter videos, but I want it to be as informative as it can. And you know, if I can do this where you guys feel like you want to hang in there a little bit longer because the videos have less fluff and, you know, less girl talk and more down to the nitty gritty, then it would be my pleasure to take care of you guys that way as well. I want to talk to you guys about protecting this walk of yours and treating it as something that is precious. Just as you would treat money or a gift card. You know how sometimes you get on the back of the gift card, it'll say, treat this as cash or just as good as cash or something like that. I need you guys to see this specific time in your life as valuable and just as good as cash, because it's a time that you're gonna be completely vulnerable. You're gonna be so laser focused on what you're going through. It's a time where, believe it or not, you are going to get an opportunity to see yourself through different eyes, and you're gonna be able to, if you document your journey, to be able to look back and just blow your own mind and go, wow, you know, if I just little baby steps, you know what I mean? And I've gotten to walk this far, and, you know, and then you'll have slide backs and you'll have catapults forward. This time is just as good as cash. This time is valuable. And I really want you guys to consider the people that you have in and around your lives right now. And that's something that I've struggled with. I've struggled with the most, is that I have allowed a lot of people to come in and out of my life who, because I wear rose-colored glasses, because I'm a bubbly little thing, since the time I was a little girl, I've always wanted to share. Like, you know, my friends would come over to the house and I would gather up all my toys that I would have, and I'd be so excited to share with everybody. And that's what I was known for as a child, was, I think a cute story my mom told me, and these are one of the things I'm celebrating about myself. So I'm gonna tell you guys this in celebration of something I like about myself, which is another thing you guys need to do, is take something that you like about yourself and celebrate it and be excited. And I love this side of me. And when I was a little girl, it was, my mom was getting married to my stepdad, and I was always such a sharer that I was the flower girl. And I literally, my parents, I can't believe they let me do this. Like, no one stopped me. It was crazy. I walked down the aisle and I would go to the first person sitting on the end of each aisle, and I would give them a flower petal. And I'd be like, here, like, take one. Like, look what they gave me, here's a basket. I'd be like, hey. And that's kind of how I am with my heart. And that's how I am with my friendships. I've never met a stranger, and I'm talkative, and I'm happy. And, you know, then there came this thing called YouTube, and it was like, hey, I fit in, like, this place is dope. But for me, my biggest issue is being a people pleaser. And, you know, I get afraid sometimes about talking about my process. I get afraid about offending people. And make no mistake, I've definitely had a couple people even recently tell me, you know, we get it. Like, you don't have to talk about it all the time. Like, in order to be confident, you know, you don't have to, like, talk about what you worked out today or what you ate today or whatever. And I thought about it in my mind and I was like, man, like, I was almost like embarrassed. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was talking about it too much. And then I thought about that person, and I thought about kind of why they would feel the need to say that to me, because it kind of rocked me off my chair a little bit, you know, in my mind. And I was like, oh man, and I kind of clammed up and I kind of felt embarrassed. But the reality is you should absolutely never, and don't miss this, never detour from talking about your progress in order to appease someone else's self-esteem. That is not your job. That is not my job. It is no one's job. Look, the reality is this is a joyful time in your life. And at the end of the day, here's what it comes down to. You're talking about something that is inspirational. You made a decision to do something. You're doing something. So if someone feels the need to say, we don't need to hear it, we don't need to hear it, we don't need to hear it. No, they don't want to hear it. But I'm gonna need you to continue to put that joy out there, because there is too much bad crap in the world, you guys. There are too much on the news. There's too much on social media. There are too many horrible, horrific things that happen in the world. Your story is not one of them, because yours is one of change. Whether it be taking a while, whether it be something that is happening so quickly, this is something to be excited about. And I need you guys to remember that when people don't clap for you in a situation like that, where they feel like they need to tell you, we don't need to hear about it all the time, or we're always talking about your VSG, and we're always talking about, listen, there's something going on internally with that person for them to be so bold as to tell you that they don't want to hear it, or they are not interested anymore. You did a thing. You did a thing. So whatever they're feeling inside, whatever insecurity they're having about the fact that you made a change, and this change was a life-altering change, and they don't want to hear about it anymore, that's not your problem. Now, in the moment, I wouldn't get your back up. I wouldn't be like, oh well, but keep it in your mind. Keep it in your mind that that's not your issue. That issue is 100% with them. And I want to hear about your journey. I want to hear about your story. I'm going to need you to DM me, because if you do not clap when others win, ultimately you will never be at the finish line with the rest of the people. You will be asked to be a ref, you will ask to be on cleanup crew, and you will never be there celebrating at the end with everybody else. You will never pop that champagne bottle with the entire group, because you were not supportive of that group. At the end of the day, in order to be a superstar, in order to get to the absolute top, you got to hold a lot of hands, and you guys got to cross some finish lines together. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, people who win are standing among other winners. This is a big world, and we are not the only people in it. So at the end of the day, if you truly want to win, you got to understand, you got to be happy for other people, and you got to be excited about the joys in this life. Because to me, God is love and God is joy, and ultimately He's going to give us these blessings in these moments so we can go out there and we can spread that. Why do you think you get so excited when you get a new job, or you get a promotion, or something awesome happens? You know what I mean? You have a breakthrough in your life, because ultimately that feeling that you get to go share, God put that in you for a reason. So definitely never feel like you should feel embarrassed, or you should have to clam up about something that is so awesome. And I really just want to encourage you guys. And then last thing for tonight, as far as those type of people that are in your life that, you feel like you're constantly trying to make happy and you're doing whatever you can, I want you guys to remember this. And it was something that I was in my quiet time this morning and I was thinking about, and this thing that I've been going through with a couple different people in my life. I've been really struggling with it. I've had my heart kind of put through the ringer in the last couple months. And something that came to me was this: if they're a bad person, they will keep record of all of their good deeds. Okay? So if you guys are dealing with people in your life, and I'm going to talk right to you, I'm going to talk to you about very specifically the people that you have in your life. If you guys have people in your lives that are not good people, one of the earmarks of someone who is not the best person to have in your life, especially if you're going through these, this process and you're still trying to be a good person, you're still trying to make other people happy, and you're still trying to do what you can to love on your family and friends, truly, bad people, you'll find, keep records of good deeds. So if you're dealing with somebody who isn't happy for you, you're dealing with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a spouse or unfortunately even a family member or a best friend, and they've done something that truly hurts you, and you know what I mean, they might have pushed you off your chair emotionally as far as talking about your VSG, or they could have really hurt you by talking bad behind your back, and you finally speak up and you feel like you want to just tell them, like, I'm not happy, you hurt me, and this really hurts, and I'm usually okay with it, but I need you to know that I'm not okay with this. Oftentimes really bad people, you guys, will say things like, oh, but I was there for you when this, or I bought you dinner this week, or how can you say that when I did this for you? Remember, at the end of the day, you guys, there are going to be people who remind you of the little things that they have done for you in order to justify them being unkind to you. And this is something I need you guys to do going into this new life, is protect yourself from people who justify being ugly to you by their good deeds that they've done in your lives. Because at the end of the day, bad people keep records of good deeds. Good people lost all count of all of their good deeds, because when you are good, you continue to be good, and good flows out of you. So I'm not just teaching you guys about how to go through the motions of VSG and about this new lifestyle and kind of trailblazing and bringing that information back to you. I'm bringing you guys a lot of the life lessons that I have learned since having this procedure, since going into a lot of different chapters of my book that God's writing for my life. And this is a huge one, is that when you are good and your heart is right and you truly want to love on other people, we don't keep records of what we pay for or how many times we took care of somebody when they were sick or all of our good deeds, because they just flow from us. That's how you're supposed to be. When you are good and you are kind and you are wonderful, you don't keep these records, you guys. It just happens. It just flows from you. But no, oftentimes when you guys are dealing with someone that their heart may not be in the right place, and I don't want to say that they're a bad person. I don't want to label them as bad, but they may not be someone that is healthy for your life at the moment, are the people that keep records of their good deeds in order to later use them and remind you how lucky you are that they're in your life, and how lucky you are that they're still with you, and how thankful you should be that they did that one deed for you, and it really shouldn't matter about what you're going through, and you should just kind of be thankful, and they distract you from how they're treating you, and make you feel even worse by making you feel like you're not thankful for what they've done. If you are meant to be in a relationship, whether it be boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it be friendship, whatever it is mutual. There's mutual joy found. There's mutual love found. There's mutual positive influence from either person. It cannot be one-sided. So I want you guys to go forward with that, and just know that unfortunately, if you have those type of people in your life that are constantly reminding you of everything they're doing for you, at the end of the day, you need to take into account that you are still worthy of treatment that is better than what you're having, if that is in fact what you're going through. Regardless, do not let that be a distraction, because I don't care if someone brought you Subway one time, one place. They're going to remind you of that every single time. But I bet you probably forgot about all the wonderful things that you have done for them. And that right there tells me that you are good and you're gonna make it absolutely 100%. I'm so excited. If you are that person, I'm so excited that you're on this journey with me. If you find yourself being the other person, there is absolutely no reason that you guys can't start fresh tonight and think about that moving forward, that there is no need to keep record of good, because at the end of the day, God sees every good deed. God sees everything that you do, you. And when you're truly good, people feel it, you guys. People feel that support, you know what I mean? If you know somebody that is on a weight loss journey, if you know somebody that struggles with their weight, if you know somebody that struggles with body image, you know what I mean? Friends, family, it doesn't matter. Be that good, be that light, you know what I mean? Even if you may not be that fond of them, you guys understand what it's like to be here. You guys know what it's like to struggle with your weight and the way that you view yourself, and you guys know what it's like to be in that place. So regardless, you know what I mean? You be the good, you be the light. And like I said, if you're one of those people where you feel like you do keep records of like your good deeds, change that tonight, you guys. Absolutely change it. There's no reason that you should feel like you have to stay stuck in that mentality, you guys. Tonight, be brand new, be brand new. All right, guys, well, that was my ranting for today. I'm so excited to put this video up for you. I do have another one coming that is a little bit different. You guys will see. I'm kind of excited about it. It might have something to do with my new gym that I am involved in, but I am really, really thankful for the flooding of questions that came in, and tonight was kind of a two-part. I really just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple different subjects, so thank you for hanging in there, and we're gonna keep this rolling as much as I possibly can with my schedule. I really think I found a time slot that I'm gonna be able to film a lot more, and this is my new bed. This is my new bed, so it's a lot more comfortable than that day bed. So this has been an awesome, just kind of you and I time, and I'm really appreciative, and I'm so in love with all of you guys. I really am. And what I mean when I say in love with you guys, I mean you guys keep me out of so much trouble. You guys give me that validation. You guys give me that reassurance. You guys give me that love that oftentimes I so desperately think that I'm lacking, but it's been right here the whole time. And if I can just give all that joy and all that love and everything I have to you guys right now, and until, you know, my future family is on its way into my life, you know, if you guys are my family when it comes to all this kind of stuff, I'm so excited to have the opportunity. I'm so blessed. I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, so you guys can get an update as to when I put these new videos up, and go ahead and feel free to ask any questions in the comment section below. And then if you're not following me on Instagram, I will put it right here for you guys. And then I also do daily updates, and feel free to flood my DMs, you guys. I am here for your questions and for your responses, and I'm sure that I can learn a lot of things from you guys. So help a girl out. You see this blonde hair? Sometimes it's a struggle. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.